When it comes to speech and language, the first 5 years of life are filled with excitement. The communication skills your child develops during this time will have a major impact on your child's experiences throughout his or her life, at school, in relationships, at work, and in day-to-day life. And as a parent, there's a great deal you can do to help support your child's language development. But how do you know if your child's communication skills are developing on track? The first step is to know what your child should be able to do at each stage. Each of these accomplishments is called a milestone. Think of every milestone as being built on building blocks. After each milestone is reached, the foundation is laid for the next one. The more blocks you have, the more solid your structure. This program will demonstrate some of the communication milestones your child should be reaching at about this age. It will also show you how to give your child the building blocks needed to help him or her reach those milestones. Between the ages of 4 and 5 years, your child has probably become quite good at expressing himself and at telling longer stories. And although he's got lots of energy, he also has a longer attention span now than he did when he was younger. With the help of Cohen and his mom, let's review some of the milestones your child should reach by his 5th birthday. Describes past, present, and future events in detail.
Right away, eh? He can't wait.
Yeah.
Okay. Did he pee in his snowsuit?
Nope.
No? And then during, what's going on here?
He's gonna have a long supper.
Okay. And then his parents always ask him,
Andrew, do you have to go pee?
Yeah, Andrew, do you have to go pee? Okay. So what happens here?
He goes to bed. And
Who puts him to bed?
Who's he put this?
Yeah, who is this?
Grandpa? Mama?
Mm-hmm. What's his grandmother doing here?
Kissing him.
Giving him a kiss.
Yes.
And who's this?
The dad.
His dad. Okay. And do they ask him again if he has to go pee?
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. And what does he say?
Andrew, he peed in his bed.
Yeah, he pees in his bed because Andrew said he didn't have to go to the bathroom. Eh? What did he say? He said, no, 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 no. Yeah, and here everybody thinks he's asleep, right?
Yeah.
But that's what happens.
Then they go pee in the toilet.
Who's they? Who's this?
Grandpa?
Okay, him and his grandpa. Because who had to go to the bathroom at the end?
Grandpa
And Andrew.
Yeah.
Loves to recite rhymes and jingles.
Okay. Shoulders, knees and toes. Knees and toes. Knees and toes. Head and shoulders, knees and toes.
Shows interest in written words and letters. For example, your child should be able to read his own name and some words by the time he's 5. Watch here as Cohen shows us a word he can read.
And here are some who like to
Run.
That's right, you knew the word. What letter does that start with?
R.
That's right.
Understands directions involving if, then. In this example, Cohen's mother explains what will happen if they read 3 more rhymes.
You know what? We're going to do 3 more rhymes, okay? And then we can play the game.
Okay.
Okay? Mm-hmm.
Pronounces most sounds and words clearly, with few or no errors.
This is a book. That's right. So look and book. That's right. So one more. What about the word wish? What rhymes with wish?
Fish.
Knows all the letters of the alphabet.
Mom.
You want to write mom? Okay. You know how to write that word. M. What letter is that?
O.
Mm-hmm. And another. What letter was that?
M.
Yeah, M-O-M. You wrote mom. Good job.
I write dad.
You want to write dad? Okay, so what letter does dad start with?
D.
That's right. So what D is a
D.
That's right.
Uses the correct pronouns such as I, me, you, he, him, she, her, they, them, and we.
Now what does he need to fix?
He needs to fix his elbow.
That's right.
He needs to fix his
He needs to fix
his head.
That's right. All done with this one? Okay, you're gonna. What does
She
she?
needs to fix her foot.
Her foot.
He pees in his bed.
Yeah. So his mother gave him a kiss, and
And
his.
they have to change his bed.
Oh no.
Uses the same grammar as the rest of the family.
He doesn't want to go what? He
Pee.
doesn't want to go pee ever again. And then what happens over here?
He has to go pee.
Yeah, and they're going for a long ride?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Just 1 minute.
Okay. And then what happens here?
He has to go pee in the bush, and
How come?
because he has to go pee right now.
Okay, and they're outside, right?
Identifies the sounds at the beginning of some words. For example, pop starts with the p sound. Here, Cohen identifies some letters and their sounds in his book.
What letter does that start with?
R.
That's right. And what letter is this?
H.
H. And what sound does H make?
Huh.
That's right. What, do you know this word?
Huh.
Look. Hot.
Hot.
These are some of the milestones your child should be reaching by the age of 5. But it's important to remember that every child is unique and will reach milestones at his or her own pace. However, some children have difficulty developing normal speech and language skills and may need extra help from a specialist. It's important for these children to get help early to prevent more problems later on, and so that they can reach their fullest potential. Be sure to speak with your healthcare provider if your child appears shy and refuses to communicate or interact with others, does not use complete sentences, has difficulty following directions, or if you have any other concerns about her development. Now let's look at some important ways that you as a parent can help your child continue to build his language skills. At this age, your child may seem like a chatterbox, but he's very busy learning a tremendous amount about the world around him. He's full of questions, has a vivid imagination, and loves to engage in conversations and tell stories. These are all skills that will play an important role in your child's future success at school. With the help of Cohen and his mom, let's look at some simple ways that you can help build your child's readiness for school. Speak with your child often, using complete sentences. By doing this, you're helping build your child's understanding of appropriate grammar that he can use himself.
What's going on here? Why is Dad running?
Because he has to go pee.
Yeah. Right away, eh? He can't wait.
Yeah.
Okay. And did he pee in his snowsuit?
Nope.
No? And then during, what's going on here?
He's gonna have a long supper.
Okay.
Read together often, using plenty of expression and animation. This not only encourages your child's love of books, but also his imagination. The best books for this age are those with more detailed and complex stories, with excellent language and imaginary or real themes. Fairy tales, fiction, and nonfiction stories are all popular choices. While reading a story with your child, pause before turning the page and talk about what will happen next. This encourages your child's ability to predict, anticipate, plan, and imagine. It also gives him the opportunity to be creative and make up his own story.
So what do you think is going to happen next?
I don't
Well, what happens after
He goes
this?
to bed and pees in his...
Oh, no. He pees in his bed?
No, he's sweet and he doesn't have to go pee.
He doesn't have to go pee, but what happens next in this story?
He pees in his bed.
So his mother gave him a kiss
And they have to change his bed.
Oh, no. So what happens next?
He has to go pee with his grandpa.
Oh, really? So they waited 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and from upstairs, Andrew yelled, "Grandpa, do you have to go pee?"
After reading a story, talk about what happened in the beginning, middle, and end of the story. This teaches your child about sequencing. In other words, it's teaching him that everything has a series of steps or events that need to take place in order for something else to happen. It also gives him a chance to practice using past, present, and future tenses of verbs.
So now, you tell me what happened in the story. So what happens? Do you want to look at the pictures? So what happens here? How come Andrew doesn't look very happy here?
Because he doesn't want to go. Yeah, never again.
He doesn't want to go what?
Pee.
He doesn't want to go pee ever again. And then what happens over here?
He has to go pee.
Yeah, and they're going for a long ride?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, just 1 minute.
Okay. And then what happens here?
He has to go pee in the bush, and
How come?
because he has to go pee right now.
Okay, and they're outside, right? And then what happens when they get back inside at Grandma and Grandpa's?
He first
What happens?
It was snowing out, and he had to put his
Oh, he went back in to put on his snowsuit?
suit,
Okay.
and he 10 buckets, and
And what?
then he threw one snowball, and
He threw a snowball?
And then he had to go pee.
Had to go pee again. He has to go pee a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Teach your child about different ways to use and understand words. Use synonyms and opposites, and have fun playing around with long words, nonsense words, and rhymes. Children who can play with words in these ways become better readers.
Andrew said, "I have to go pee right now." So the mother stopped the car. Screech! Andrew jumped out of the car and peed behind a bush. Do you know another word for bush? What's a bush?
Tree.
Yeah, it's a small tree. Okay, so what word rhymes with glad?
Bad.
That's right. Any other words? What about mad?
Mad.
That rhymes with glad. What about cat?
Cat. Fat.
That's right. And do you know any other words? What do you wear on your head that rhymes with fat?
Hat.
That's right.
Talk to your child about the print you see in books, newspapers, instructions for toys, and on signs and menus. This shows your child that print is important and that we use it on a daily basis for all kinds of things.
So this one has a little,
Star.
yeah, what letter does that start with?
S.
Good job, and that's the word star. Okay. And this word starts with the letter,
No,
that's a G.
G.
G, what sound does G make?
J.
Sometimes G as well.
G.
What's this word here? And some are
Wow.
glad.
Let your child experiment with writing. Start by helping him learn how to handle and use a pencil or pen. This is an important skill that he'll need in order to write. Once he's mastered scribbling, encourage him to try writing the letters of the alphabet, and then eventually words. Children this age usually start by writing their name and other family members' names. In this program, we've reviewed some of the milestones your child should reach at about this age, and some simple ways that you can support his or her growing communication skills. You're encouraged to return to this resource at each step of your child's development. And remember, if at any stage you have concerns about your child's speech and language development, don't hesitate to talk to your healthcare provider. By using the simple tips we've discussed in this program, and by getting help for any communication problems early, you can help pave the way for your child's future success.